in about 1913, he went into steam. He had been in sailing ships because you were not allowed to be an officer in a steamship unless you had been an apprentice in sail. And the ship he was on, it was in the Mediterranean in the winter and in the Baltic in the summer. And so it was that in 1914, August, he was, I think, at Tallinn, Russia. War was declared, so they were paid off, and he was put on a Swedish ship as a passenger to go across to Stockholm and then come back home. About halfway to Stockholm, a German gunboat or something came alongside, and the story as my father told it was that a German officer came and interrogated the Swedish captain and said, "I want to see your manifest, your list of crew," and the captain showed a false manifest. "We haven't got any British or French crew of the ages that you, sort of 18 to 60 or whatever it was." So he went away again, and the British or French crew were down in the hold, and somebody shouted down that the German boat was going away. So they gave 3 hearty British cheers, and the gunboat came back. I can't vouch for the veracity of that story. But anyway, it led to him being taken to Germany, and he spent the whole of the war, because this was obviously in September, possibly even August 1914, and he didn't get home until Christmas 1918. He was in the internment camp at Ruhleben, a suburb of Berlin, in the Rennerbahn. That's the racing, horse racing place, and they were put up in the stables. Very bad conditions. The one piece of German that he remembered all his life was, "Kann ich ein bisschen mehr Stroh bekommen, bitte?" Can I have a little more straw, please? Obviously to put in his palliasse to sleep on. Naturally, they had to line up morning and evening for roll call, and it can be very bitter in the winter in the area of Berlin. And they finally, in November 1918, they saw some German Navy sort of petty officers come. The officials at the prison, well, at the internment camp, were in huts stacked up. So the petty officers went up the stairs and went into the officers' department, and shortly afterwards the officers came out with all their insignia removed. The petty officers said the war is over. They had mutinied. I'm afraid we haven't got transport for you yet. but you are welcome to go into Berlin. So you could take a tram from outside this internment camp, go into Berlin, and in a square there was a huge statue of the great German hero, General Hindenburg, a wooden statue, and the way of making money for the German war effort was that you could buy a nail and knock it into Hindenburg. And another aspect of being able to come out of the gates of their internment camp was that they could walk around the suburb of Ruhleben. And my father and his particular friend, they had received Red Cross parcels. They took one of these Red Cross parcels as they walked around, picked a front door at random, knocked on the door, and when the door was answered, they said, "We've been imprisoned round the corner from here for 4 years. We have no resentment for this. We have this food and we would love to share it with you if you'd like to cook it." And this was the feeling he had when he came out.